Welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 3 of season 2 of The Bad Batch. Obviously, full spoilers review, we're going to talk about this. And yeah, this was a really fascinating episode, and this was all Crosshair centered and Commander Cody centered. I don't think The Bad Batch was in this episode at all, like not even for like a little bit. So, which, you know, not to say that the Bad Batch crew is not fascinating, but I think when we get these Imperial episodes, when we're kind of focused on like what's going on with the Empire, and at this point in time, with I think it's been like what, a year since Revenge of the Sith, it's like what's happening with the clones, what's happening with the stormtroopers, like what's the mindset here, and we just, I don't know, it brings like another level of interesting stuff with it, you know, just more drama, I think. And yeah, this was just really cool. So basically what we got is that there's this separatist planet, Desix, which I don't think I actually have ever heard of before. I don't know if it's a planet we've established before this, but anyways, we got this separatist planet of Desix, which already has, it's still in place. It has its own governor, its own people, its own like whole system, right? They still believe in what Count Dooku stood for, right? Which Dooku, by the way, has been coming up a lot recently. Like, I think he was even mentioned in one of the last episodes. So like Dooku again, just being brought up, you know, like we went to Sereno, and now we're here, and this lady's like, Dooku predicted all of this, which, you know, it's kind of funny that like she's like, Dooku predicted everything that was going to happen. It's like, of course he did, because we know he was working with the people who were doing it with the Empire and all that. But anyways, basically the Empire sends their own governor here to essentially take over Desix, and these people are like, no, we left the Republic, which means we're not part of your Empire, so back off, get out of here. And they take the Imperial governor, this guy, they took him hostage, and so of course now they have to send in a whole new crew. But you know, the separatist planet has a whole bunch of battle droids, which, you know, I guess they kind of just brush it off as like, oh, they managed to reprogram them or reactivate them or whatever, right? Like their separatist planet, they have some way of activating their own battle droids, even though like that whole, all right, all battle droids turn off signal was, you know, we saw this in Rebels. Even like in Rebels, they had a group of battle droids that just ignored the shut off order, you know. So this is not the first time we've seen battle droids just still being around for whatever reason, right? Which I'm fine with, by the way. Like, it's kind of cool whenever we see battle droids pop up randomly after the fact, you know. Anyways, so basically what ends up happening is we see Crosshair, and this, at first I was like, oh, they're in the Camino lunchroom, but now Camino's gone, or at least that thing is gone. So they're on Coruscant, I guess we have to assume, and they're in the lunchroom, and first we see a couple clones talking about how like, oh, there's a new recruitment bill coming out, which would of course mean that the stormtroopers are being recruited, and they're like, well, let's hope that bill doesn't pass. So, you know, of course, we're getting little tidbits, like little lore tidbits of like, okay, so this bill was introduced around this time, and that's how more recruitment started happening for stormtroopers, and, you know, we're getting some of that overarching, like, how exactly did this transition happen fully, you know? So now we know there's a bill, right? Anyway, so Crosshair tries to sit down with him, and they leave, which I thought was interesting, because I'm like, well, I mean, I guess we know that the regs don't like, you know, the Bad Batch. They didn't like them that much, but still, for even Crosshair to kind of get the cold shoulder of them, like, ugh, we're leaving, they were gonna change tables because he sat down. It's like, I don't know, he was pretty loyal to the Empire. You would think that at this point the clones would be cool with Crosshair at least, right? But no, they're still hating on Crosshair, which I was like, oh, poor Crosshair. Which, he's such a complex character because we cannot tell exactly what's happening with him at this point. So, but basically what ends up happening now is he gets called to Rampart's office, who, if you remember last episode, Rampart learned that the Bad Batch is indeed still alive, which he did not want filed on the report, so he even killed that clone captain. And I kind of theorized, like, well, it could be Crosshair that lied on the report, or maybe Rampart lied on the report and he doesn't want that out. But no, I think it's pretty clear it was Crosshair who lied. And so Rampart's like, so you spent like, what, 3-4 weeks just on that platform, just sitting there, and why'd you even come back? You know, like just testing him, right? and you know, Crosshair's still like, I'm a soldier of the Empire, this is what I do. So, you know, right away I'm like, is he playing the part or is he actually a believer? You know, and it still seems a little bit up in the air, but like it's leaning towards him legitimately just being a believer in this system, which is crazy, but this is, you know, that's what makes him so complex, right? So yeah, he ended up coming back after what, 32 days, he said, just sitting there on that platform, and the Empire, like, they were in no hurry to come get him. They probably didn't even notice he was gone until they're like, oh wait, oh, he's on this platform. How long have you been here? You know, so like the Empire does not care about its soldiers at all, right? But Crosshair, I guess he's fine with that. Anyways, so Rampart's like, okay, you're not ready to lead your own mission, so you're going to be under the command of Commander Cody, you know? So it's great to see Cody again, and of course he has gray armor this time, because his yellow, his, you know, and even later on we see when Crosshair's asking about Cody later on, the Rampart's like, Cody? Who's Cody? Oh, you mean his number, right? So like the Empire definitely is like, no color, no individualism, no little nicknames. You have a number, you know, and everyone, all of our armor is gray or white or black. Like you don't get color in little special stuff like that. No, get that yellow stuff out of here. You're gray now, Commander Cody. So anyways, basically we end up going with Commander Cody and Crosshair. They're teaming up. They're gonna go to this planet and they're gonna essentially save the governor / kill the separatists who are there. And we get a lot of interesting conversations between Cody and Crosshair about like, so Clone Force 99 all they revolted, they went AWOL and they left, and Crosshair's like, yeah, they're traitors just like everyone else. Even regular clones are betraying the orders now. And you know, Cody's like, yeah, it's been happening more and more. Weird, you know? And so you start seeing the, you know, little hints of Cody second guessing things, but Crosshair's like, nope, they're all traitors. Let's go on the mission, you know? And the mission itself, filled with awesome action, of course. You know, we get just them storming this building, this capital, just going inside the facility, and Crosshair throwing the discs and bouncing them all off the walls, and it was really awesome. There's a scene with the tank, and he just like he snipers like right down the barrel of the tank, and it really great stuff. You know, it felt like old times again, just watching Clone Wars, just clones taking out a bunch of clankers, right? You know, of course, and things are different now, and you're like, should I even? I don't think I'm rooting for the clones this time, really. But you know, it's the same, but it's not the same, right? Anyways, so of course they finally corner the separatist governor who's holding the Imperial governor hostage, and Commander Cody tries to talk her down and tries to be like, look, let's not start another war. We can be peaceful about this. And immediately, as soon as this is happening, I'm like, oh, Crosshair's gonna shoot her. Like, there's no way. This is not what happens. Which, of course, you know, Commander Cody managed to convince her to let the Imperial governor go, and right away the governor's like, kill her. And Cody's second guesses this. Cody's talking back. Cody's like, well, hold on. You know, he's arguing basically, and right away Crosshair just shoots her, right? And good soldiers follow orders, right? That whole thing. So yeah, we kind of get even more hints of like, well, Cody is second guessing things, he's disobeying direct orders, he's talking back, you know, like this is not stuff that you're supposed to be doing anymore. And Cody even tells Crosshair, like, you know, the difference between us and droids is that we think for ourselves, we have a mind of our own, you know. And then we find out a little bit later that Crosshair gets brought to Rampart's office, and we find out off screen, I guess, Cody had went AWOL. He's gone. So he disappeared. We don't know where to or what exactly happened, but it seems, at least for now, that Commander Cody, he's seen the light. He is out of there. Now, does he contact Rex? Does he get in contact with the rest of the Bad Batch? Who knows exactly what his plan might be from here. But yeah, so we're seeing more and more, and even Rampart points this out. Like, it's funny how clones around you seem to keep disappearing, right? They seem to keep betraying their orders and all that. So yeah, just fascinating stuff with Crosshair. It's still unclear of like are you actually a believer of this system, or are you playing the long game here? Are you being like a double agent? Not a double agent, but are you just playing the part until you see the opportunity to really change things here? Like, are you gonna take out Rampart? Because it feels like that's what this is all building to. It feels like Crosshair is gonna make some ultimate move against the Empire at the last minute, and it's gonna be like this huge, like, oh, he took out Rampart, he tried to take out Tarkin, he tried to, like, Crosshair's gonna make like this big move next, but he's still full in, right? And Rampart of course knows that he's lied on his report, right? So Rampart is never gonna trust him fully, despite the fact that Crosshair seems to be all in he seems to be. So I don't know exactly what's going on with Crosshair. I don't know if he's, you know what I mean? Like, this could go either way. He could actually just be a believer, and he did like one cool thing where he lied to save the Bad Batch and just say that they died. And maybe that's the only like good thing he ends up doing, and he's just full evil from here on out. But in any case, Cody's free. He's gone. And it is interesting because we have all the other clones. Like, I guess you could say Rex also tried to kill his Jedi, to be fair. I was about to say, like, oh, none of the other ones who turned good actually fired on their Jedi, but that's not true. That's not true, actually. No, Rex fully on tried to kill Ahsoka for a minute, didn't he? So, okay, yeah. So we have Commander Cody, who tried to shoot down Kenobi, and then we have Rex, and we have, just numbers are growing. But of course now it's like, what happens to Cody from here on out, right? Because we have not seen Cody past this point. He doesn't show up later in Rebels. He doesn't get mentioned ever again, right? So it is kind of like, does Cody end up getting killed at some point? Yeah, maybe. Anyways, just really interesting stuff, really fascinating. And I'm sure next episode we're gonna get back with the Bad Batch and see what's going on with them, and maybe it's just gonna be another kind of adventure of the week episode, which I'll be fine with. Again, I'm not expecting every episode to be kind of like this. Felt like a the plot is kind of moving forward on the overarching story of the Imperials and the clones and the stormtroopers. Like, it feels like that took a big step this episode, especially with Commander Cody just leaving. But yeah, next episode it's probably just gonna be the Bad Batch going on another adventure. So I'm not putting expectations out there, which was the mistake I made for the first season. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. I really enjoyed this one. And also, look, Commander Cody having a gray armor now, that's another action figure. I can already see Hasbro going like, well, we already have a Commander Cody mold, so we're just gonna paint him gray, and then there you go, there's another action figure to sell. And yeah, there you go. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this one. Just really cool stuff in this one. A lot of great action, a lot of great drama between Cody and Crosshair, and Rampart, and a lot of tension going on there, and just really great stuff. I love this episode. Pretty cool. All right, bye.